I'm only 5'6" and I get dozens of matches a week on Hinge. Here's how. Here are my credentials, 116 notifications in the inbox. Now, little pro tip before we get started, always add an extra inch or two to your height. Even the guys who are 6 feet tall will put 6'2", maybe even 6'3". So you just got to play to win the game. So if you feel a little awkward doing it, just understand everyone on dating apps lies about their height. Just don't do some bullshit where, like, if you're 5'8", you put 6 foot, because then when she meets you, she's going to feel like you catfished her and she's never going to go out with you again. She's just going to think you're a lame who's insecure. So, like, for instance, me, I'm only 5'6", so I put 5'7", which is honestly accurate when I have shoes on anyways. So it's not like she notices anyways. But anyways, I always get hit with this annoying notification right here. Hinge has this stupid rule where you can only have like 8 matches in your inbox at a time. But I far exceed that, which is frustrating because then I can't send any more likes or accept any new matches, but it is what it is. And then one time I literally got 10 matches overnight. Didn't do a boost, didn't pay for premium, just got 10 attractive girls in my inbox overnight, which just goes to show, height really isn't a big deal, man. Like, I've had guys who are 6'4", 6'5" coming up to me telling me, like, dude, like, I can't get any matches on dating apps, and the matches I'm getting, I'm not attracted to, right? It all boils down to your online presentation, right? And if you have a good online presentation, it doesn't matter that you're short. Your inbox and results will look just like mine. In fact, this guy I was helping out the other day, he reached out to me because he was struggling with his dating life. He was dealing with some self-limiting beliefs and thought because he was Indian and 5'4" that women would never want to go out with him or find him attractive. And I was like, that's not true, bro. Like, you can't tell me there aren't other Indian dudes out there, same height as you, same age, kind of look like you, who have everything you could ever dream of, the physique, money, women, whatever, right? It all just boils down to your mindset. And we got his mindset right, optimized his dating app profile. Now he's getting like 8 likes a day, bro. He got 5 likes this day, and he got like a bunch of girls messaging him first, like wanting to go out with him. They're like, hey, damn, like they find him attractive, right? He literally went from having a non-existent dating life and believing he had to move overseas to Canada to now literally being able to date women in his country, all because he stopped playing the victim and realized, you know what? It's not my height. I just need a better presentation. I need to work on myself and be more attractive, and then the women will come to me. I mean, it's as simple as that. So I don't want you guys insecure about your height or your race or whatever self-limiting belief you have, because I'm telling you, you can overcome it. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to set up your dating app profile to get the same results as me and this guy. So my promise to you, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to get 1 to 3 matches per day. Like, a lot of you guys can barely even do that in a week, let alone a month. And, when I say 1 to 3 matches, I do want to make it clear, like, these girls are going to be hot. Like, they're going to be attractive. Like, I'm not talking about the fat chicks. I'm not talking about the 4s and the 5s or the girl that you hit on while you're drunk at the bar. I mean, like, girls that are actually your type. In fact, I want you to just kind of like imagine for a minute, like, what does that dream type look like? Does she have blonde hair? Does she have black hair? Is she Latina? Is she Asian? How does she dress? Like, what does her voice sound like? What does she do for fun? Like, just kind of imagine that. Now that you have that like in mind, like, that's the kind of girl you're going to be able to attract with your dating app profile by the end of this video. And you'll know exactly how to convert these matches into dates. So getting the match, some of you guys might understand this, like, it's only half the battle, right? It's only half the battle. Like, you still got to get her number. You still got to set up the date and hope that she doesn't flake on you or ghost you, right? But I'm going to give you the exact text sequences so you know how to weed out girls that are actually interested in you or not, so you don't have to waste your time or double text girls or triple text or anything lame like that. No, you're actually going to have girls messaging you first, right? Your profile is going to be set up in a way where they're shooting their shot before you can even ask her out, right? That happens to me pretty often. And I think we can both agree, if that's happening, your success rate is going to be a lot higher. And if you play your cards right, not only will these girls, want to go out with you, but they're going to have genuine burning desire for you. Like, the way these girls are going to hug you when they meet you, it's going to be like nothing you've ever experienced before. Like, they're going to grab you so tightly. Like, I know some of you guys have gone on dates, and when you meet the girl, she won't even hug you. She like shakes your hand, like as if it's like a business appointment. Like, damn, that's fucking rough. But no, dude, these girls are going to be excited to go out with you. They're going to be looking forward to it. Like they've been thinking about it all week, excited to meet you. And when you're sitting across the table from her, you know, drinking coffee, having gelato or whatever y'all decide to do, she's going to be playing footsies with you under the table. She's going to be asking you questions, reciprocating to the conversation, and just having an overall good time. Like the way she's going to look at you, bro, you're going to have a great time. And this is what you deserve to experience. So I'm really excited for you. But by far, what I'm most excited about for you is that you're no longer going to have to stress about your dating life and how you're going to get your next date. Like you can kind of just put your dating life on the back burner and focus on more important things, right? Like your career, your, you know, hobbies, family, friendships, fitness, whatever you like to do in your spare time, you're going to be able to emphasize more time towards that because you're not stressed about how you're going to have to find your next date. You're not going to have to go to the mall and cold approach 10 girls or go to the bar and like have to scream in a girl's ear because the music's too loud and she can't hear you. And then maybe you get her back to her place, but then you never hear from her again. Or even worse, like having to rely on social circle. And then you kind of awkwardly ruin the dynamic of the friend group because she friend zones you and, you know, things are just awkward from there. Like you can forget about all that because you're going to be getting so many matches every single week to where you'll literally just be able to just pick and choose who you want to go out with, right? It's no longer like you're operating from a point of scarcity because you have options, right? Which is only going to make you more attractive because you're confident. You're not needy. You're not desperate anymore. You speak with more conviction. You're not afraid to speak your mind because you know, hey, if this girl doesn't like me, I can go out with another girl, right? Which inevitably only makes you more attractive because they're like, wow, this man's sure of himself. I like it because women, they crave a man who's confident and masculine because it's so few and far in between these days. But with all that said, I want to teach you guys about the online inbound attraction system. So this is what we'll be talking about in today's presentation. And this is the system I created through years, like literally 3 to 4 years of my own trial and error. And it will effortlessly land attractive women in your inbox. So you can just pick and choose who you want to go out with, like I said. And I want to make it clear, like when I say my own trial and error, I want to just kind of paint a picture of what that looked like because I think a lot of you guys might actually relate to this. But like I would download Tinder and get like maybe 2 matches and none of them were attractive. So out of frustration, I would just delete the account, maybe reinstall it a couple days later, and the same thing would happen. So I would delete it again, maybe try Bumble, not get very many matches on there, and the matches I was getting, I certainly wasn't attracted to. So I would delete that, try Facebook dating. Facebook dating didn't go well. Try Hinge. Hinge didn't go very well either. So I would just be in this endless loop of deleting and recreating my accounts and matching with women that weren't really attractive. But because I was desperate, you know, I would still message these girls anyways, hoping to land a date with them. And they thought they were better than me. Like these girls, like I was pretty down bad then, but like these girls were literally less attractive than me. Like these girls were not good looking. And they wouldn't even give me the time of day. They would take like 12 hours to reply, ghost me, or maybe they would give me their number and they would flake on me. And it was just a brutal experience that would just kill my self-esteem to the point where like I was posting my profile on like r/Tinder, r/Bumble, all these like different subreddits to like have my profile reviewed. And looking back at that, you know, Reddit's probably not the best place to get advice on dating and girls. I mean, it's Reddit, just being honest, no offense, but like I didn't know better because like I didn't have anywhere else to go. And I would still try and implement what they told me and it just didn't work out. And the reason I was struggling so hard with dating apps is because I didn't understand the nature of the beast. So here's the deal when it comes to dating apps. Here's a statistic right here. And I reference this pretty often in a lot of my videos. But on average, men receive only 1 match for every 40 likes they send. And a lot of guys receive less than that per day. Like a lot of you guys message me on Instagram and you're only getting 1 to 2 matches a week, sometimes 1 or 2 a month. And it's like, dude, like if that's the volume you're doing, you're never going to be able to convert these girls into dates. And what's even crazier is like the women, they are only swiping on the top 20% of guys. The top 20% of guys. So only the same 20% of guys, for the most part, are getting all the matches, right? So like, I don't know if you're familiar. I don't know if you've ever seen a girl's inbox on like a dating app, but dude, they have just endless amounts of options. Like their inbox is just bombarded. It's a dick fest, if I'm being honest. Like there's just so many dudes in there because pretty much every guy they swipe on, it's an instant match because guys, we just swipe right on everyone, right? We'll sort out what we like later. But like, if you're not familiar with how girls use dating apps, they're pretty much swiping no on every account. Like every account they're swiping no on. So like, if your profile isn't on point, like you're just going to end up being another statistic, which leads me to say, like, you have to play to win the game. If you don't play to win the game, what's going to happen is if you do what every other guy does, well, you're probably just going to be like every other guy, right? The average guy is only getting a match for every 50 swipes. And for an app like Hinge, which is what this guide is about, I mean, this applies for really any dating app when I'm teaching, but like this is specifically for Hinge. Like you can only send about 7 or 8 likes a day on there. So like you probably have to send like 300 to 400 likes before you even get a match. Like, dude, how long is that going to take you? That's going to take you a long time. And I don't know about you, but like, I don't have time to just wait around to go on a date. Like I'm a dude, I'm full of testosterone. I want to go out with girls. I want to go on dates and have a good time. But like, why is it so hard for us? Why do men struggle so bad with dating? Is it because we're ugly? Is it because we're short? Is it because of our race? No, it's not because of any of that, guys. It's not because of any of that. It's because the average guy doesn't know how to present himself in an attractive way, right? The average man's profile is pictures of him drunk at the bar, holding a beer, pictures of him cheesed up in front of a birthday cake on his birthday, smiling, like it looked like his mom asked him to smile for the picture. Pictures of you, God forbid if you do this. Like this has become a meme at this point. If you guys are still doing this, I can't even feel bad for you. But like the picture of you holding the fish you caught, like no girl seeing that, like turned on, excited to see you, thinking you're hot. And another mistake guys make is like, they'll throw a thirst trap on there. Like they got the physique, but it's just like a picture of them doing like bodybuilding poses, like front double biceps and vacuums and side chest. But like, you got to understand the male versus the female gaze, bro. Like men and women find different things attractive. But like the point I'm getting at is I'm going to make an analogy for you. Your dating app profile is your dating app resume, right? So if you were to apply for a job, you would present yourself in the most credible way possible so you would look qualified for the role. That way you could secure the interview and hopefully get hired for the position, right? Well, why aren't we doing the same with our dating app profile? Why are we not taking pictures of ourselves, demonstrating us in the most attractive way possible, right? Because you need to spark intrigue. You need to be able to spark emotion so she actually thinks you're attractive and wants to go out with you and maybe even feels inclined to message you first, right? I mean, if it's a looks-based game, if it's your resume, wouldn't you want to present yourself in the hottest way possible so you could stand out from the rest? I mean, if the average guy is half-assing his profile with pictures of him drunk at the bar, pictures of him on the golf course, pictures of him flexing in the mirror with the toilet seat in the back, I mean, the competition is actually really, really low if you think about it, right? That's why me as a 5'6" man, I'm able to get so many matches because I know what my competition is and I know how to beat it. And in this presentation, I'm going to show you everything you need to do to effortlessly beat your competition so you can just effortlessly match with more girls than you even know what to do with and move on to more important things, right? Because we don't have time to just think about, oh man, where am I going to get my next date? When am I going to meet the next girl? Like, no, you're just going to be able to get a date just about any day of the week because you're going to have so many options to choose from. So as far as photos go, here's some photos that will flood your inbox. Like, I mean, literally flood your inbox with multiple likes a day. The first picture is what I like to call the classy GQ photo. And the point of this photo is that you want to wear a nice, dapper, professional outfit. That's why I call it the GQ photo, right? And ideally in this photo, you're wearing a suit. Now, obviously in this photo, I'm not wearing like a full suit because I have like a polo on instead of like a button-down shirt underneath, but it still does a good job of creating the same effect. In fact, this photo gets me a lot of matches. And it's simply due to the fact women go crazy for a man who can dress, especially if you're wearing a suit. In fact, they say that a suit is a man's lingerie, right? So if you can get a nice photo of you in a suit, women are going to be liking you, bro. So if you don't have a suit, go to the store, buy a nice suit, get it tailored. It's worth the investment. And it goes far beyond just dating, guys, like for work, networking, and overall, like, when you've put on a nice fitted suit, you just feel like a fucking G. You feel like a G, man. And the way you carry yourself in public, the way people look at you, the way people treat you, you might get girls catcalling you, man. I'm telling you, they go crazy for a man in a suit. But the point is, you want, one or two photos of you on your profile where you're wearing really dapper outfits like this, because it just makes you look more put together. It makes you more attractive. And, women love a man who can dress nice. Now, this next photo is what I like to call like the lifestyle photo. And the reason this photo does really well, this is actually probably my most liked photo, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure this is my most liked photo. And the reason this photo does so well is, one, it kind of goes back and blends into this photo, right? I'm wearing the cool outfit. I got the linen pants on, the linen shirt, the jewelry. I'm looking handsome, but I'm also like in a cool location. I'm in New Mexico. I'm in front of this like old cathedral, and it just kind of looks cool. And it shows that I have like this cool lifestyle, right? If you can curate your profile where you're, showing like off your lifestyle, you know what I mean? You're showing off your lifestyle, pictures of you traveling, pictures of you out, at the club or at the bar or at cool restaurants or whatever, just living life. It allows her to actually imagine herself on a date with you, living your life, which if you know anything about women, they're very imaginative. They love to imagine things, right? And if you can get her thinking about you, you're going to stay top of mind. She's going to want to go out with you versus any of these other guys who have pictures of them, doing mirror selfies, pictures of them holding a fish they caught, pictures of them eating birthday cake, building Legos. Like, I'm telling you, dude, the competition's so low. It's so low. And this is such a powerful picture because, like I said, women are imaginative. Like, this is why they read things like romance novels, because they love to imagine themselves in those stories that they read, right? You're almost like creating a story through your profile, right? It's telling a story. It's showing who you are. And if you can have an attractive story, if you can curate it in that way, dude, you're going to have so many matches. Like, dating is going to be a walk in the park. You're going to have so many matches. It's going to be insane. And then lastly, this photo, especially for you shorter guys, it's really important you have it on there. And it's the thirst trap, right? Now, if this was Tinder or Bumble, I would definitely recommend making this your cover photo. But on Hinge specifically, since it's more of a relationship-oriented app, you actually don't want to make this the cover photo. In fact, when I make it the cover photo on Hinge, I actually get less matches. But if I make it the cover photo on my Bumble or Facebook dating account, I instantly double the amount of matches I'm getting. Like, it makes all the difference, right? But with Hinge, I would make this like maybe like the second or the third picture. But again, like I said, as for you shorter guys, it's really important you have this photo on here, because I think this is a huge reason why I'm able to have so much success, right? Because as, a shorter man, you are fighting a bit of an uphill battle, right? So you have to do things to make up for that. And, obviously dressing nice, living the cool lifestyle, that definitely makes you more attractive. But what really creates that primal level of attraction, that true burning desire, is, having the aesthetic body, having the aesthetic physique, right? In fact, there's studies that show, when you have the perfect golden ratios, you have that V-taper aesthetic, broad shoulders, wide lats, slim waist, you just create that primal desire, right? It's kind of like when you see a woman who has the hourglass figure, you can't help but look, right? You can't help but look, because it just creates that like primal attraction. Even if her face is kind of like a 5 or a 6, you still look, bro, because it's hot, dude. It's what we find attractive. We're men. Women do the same thing when they see a guy who has this physique. Like, there's literally studies that show, like, you could be short, you could have a facial deformity, you could even be bald. But if you have the aesthetic physique, it makes up for that, because it just creates that raw attraction, man. So definitely throw this on here. And if you're worried, like, oh no, that's only going to attract like the wrong kind of women, I don't want to look like a fuck boy, oh, that's too try hard. Again, like, you have to understand, like, remember, this is a looks-based game. It's a looks-based game. So you have to present yourself in the most attractive way possible. You have to put a little bit of sex appeal on there. Even if it's a good girl, bro, they'll still match with you. Like, I've gone out with great Christian women. I've matched with girls who are literally Muslim, like strictly religious, and they'll still match with me because it's attractive. Like, even if you have wholesome intentions, like, don't act like you don't want to date a girl who has a nice body. You know what I mean? So you have to show it off. You have to show it off. It's a looks-based game. You got to play to win the game, right? Don't complain. This is just how things work, right? But another thing I want to go over is here. We'll go over my profile, actually. I want you guys to see my profile. So this is my current profile setup. And I know a lot of you guys might be thinking like, man, like, I don't want to do like a photo shoot. Like, that's a lot of work. Like, I'm not going to pay a photographer and get a bunch of photos done. Or, oh, I feel awkward, like, standing around in public and doing a photo shoot. Like, you don't have to do a photo shoot, guys. I've never done a photo shoot for my dating apps. I've never gone out of my way and planned time or allocated time to take photos for my dating app. I've always made it in the moment. Like, all these photos are me living my life and getting photos captured in the moment. Like this picture right here. This is my most liked photo. And again, the reason this photo does so well is because I'm sitting at a nice dinner table. I'm at a nice restaurant. I'm in a booth. I look handsome, dude. Like, my goatee's lined up. My hair looks good. I'm wearing this really cool sweater. And like, it also creates that lifestyle effect where she can imagine herself sitting at the table across me on a date. Like, dude, of course this is my most liked photo. Like, what girl doesn't want to be on a date at a dinner table with a handsome man? Like, I'm telling you, dude, like, just think about it from that perspective. Like, that's why this photo does so well. And if you notice a certain photo you have on your profile is getting, an exceptional amount of likes, make it your cover photo. Make it your cover photo, because that's instantly going to 2x your results, right? But I'm telling you, man, like, you don't need to overcomplicate this stuff. It's really, really simple, guys. Like, you can book a photo shoot. I'm not against that. I'm actually thinking about experimenting with that in the near future just to see how much of a difference it makes. But like, I've been able to get by getting, 20 to 30 matches every single week on Hinge without ever paying a photographer. I've just done photos with my iPhone, right? This photo right here is another good example of a thirst trap, right? This photo's been doing really well lately. I took it while I was on vacation in Colorado. And again, like, it kills two birds with one stone. You're showing off the sex appeal, but it's also showing off the lifestyle. Like, I'm on this cool balcony with the mountains in the background, all like the townhomes. And it just makes her want to be a part of that, right? But she also, it creates that sexual desire. You know what I mean? So this photo does really, really good. It does really, really good. And then this photo, I honestly can't tell you why, but it's also, one of my top performing photos. I don't think there's really anything unique about this photo other than the fact that you can see my face. I mean, I don't want to be a guy that says just be handsome, but like, if I'm being real with you, bro, like, it's kind of a prerequisite. No, it is a prerequisite to using dating apps. Like, you need to be good looking, you need to be in shape, you need to dress nice, you need to be well groomed. If you haven't taken care of that yet, like, you have some work to do. So you need to take the time to get in shape, figure out a style that looks good on you. I got tons of videos on my page similar to this video where I go in depth on how to look smack so you can be more attractive. And then once you get to that point, come back to this video and implement the things I taught. And then you can take nice photos and package it together on your dating app profile. But as I said, like, a good photo, it'll take you a long way. This photo, again, I kind of already told you why this photo does well. But again, just a little reminder, like, I'm wearing the nice suit. Women go crazy for a man in a suit. I look stern. I look masculine. The photos, another thing I want to bring up with all these photos, they don't look overly posed. They just look, natural, right? You don't want to be too stiff in your photos because then it looks like you got like a photo shoot done for your dating app profile, which probably isn't like the most attractive thing in the world. In fact, some of you guys, when you send me your profiles, I'm like, you guys are actually like really, really handsome. You have good photos, but you just look too stiff and posed in your photos. Like, your arms are to your side, you're standing straight on. Like, you want to like angle yourself so it looks a little more natural. Like, if you notice, a lot of these photos are kind of angled to the side, or I'm not standing directly in the center of the photo. Like, I'm in like the corner, kind of following what's called like the rule of thirds. Just do your own research. Rule of thirds for photos. It's kind of like a photography trick to make photos look a little more effortless and casual and candid, right? And that's kind of what we're going for, right? We want high quality photos where she can clearly see what we look like, but like, they're also, they look more natural. They don't look totally forced. Like, obviously you're like, hey, take this photo of me, I look good, but like, it doesn't look like super try hard. You know what I mean? This photo is also one of my top performers. All of these photos are top performers. That's why they're on my profile, right? I like to stick to what works. But for you, obviously, that's going to take a minute because you're just now learning how to do this. But this is actually can make for a really good cover photo on Hinge. And the reason why, whenever I make it my cover photo, it does pretty well because it's similar to the thirst trap, right? But I'm still wearing like I'm wearing the nice outfit. I'm showing off a little sex appeal with the upper chest showing and the jewelry. But then I'm also on another balcony showing off like the cool lifestyle, me traveling, having fun, right? So it does really, really well. Plus it looks like so casual, me just looking to the side with my coffee cup, wearing like the linen button down. So a photo like this actually works really, really well as a cover photo because you're hitting every single touch point of attractiveness. So, if you don't feel comfortable going full try hard mode like this with like the douchebag, ab flexing pic, do something like this, bro. This does something. This is really good because remember what I said. Women like to imagine things, man. They like to imagine things and they can just imagine what the rest of your body looks like. They just want to like rip off your clothes, right? So that's why this photo does really well. So actually, I really encourage you, experiment with a photo like that because it'll do really, really good. It'll do numbers. It'll get you a lot of likes and girls messaging you first. And then this photo used to be my most top like photo back when I was clean shaven. Now I got all of these photos have a mustache goatee. Now, as you can see, I just have a mustache. I didn't shave the goatee till like the other day. So this is like a totally new look. So I need to get some photos with the mustache. Once I do that, I'll put together a video. I'll make like a video like, try and hinge out with a mustache or some stupid shit like that. Like, have y'all ever seen those videos where they're like swiping right on every girl in Hinge or whatever? I'll make one of those videos, right? I'll definitely make one of those videos in the future. But this photo does really well, so I still keep it on the profile even though I'm not clean shaven. But again, wearing the cool outfit on a balcony. Notice the theme with these photos. I'm in a balcony on a lot of these photos. Women like rooftops. They like balconies, right? And it just kind of makes the photo look a little more chill, a little more casual, a little more lifestyle based. So that's kind of the key here, man. If you can get your photos just looking natural, cool, you live in life, you're going to crush it, man. You're going to crush it. So why this setup works so well? This is going to sound really, really redundant, right? It's going to sound really, really redundant, but I'm going to say this over again because guys, they just can't seem to get this right. Because I feel like I talk like a broken record in a lot of my other videos and Instagram reels and just DMing you guys on Instagram because you guys will listen to me and then you keep coming back to me over and over again with the same problem. So I'm going to sound like a broken record. Don't skip over this section just because I'm talking over. I really want this to be like ingrained in your mind, right? So there's three pillars. There's three pillars that make a good profile. Looks, style, and lifestyle. So the way you take care of looks, again, if you're not a handsome man, watch some of my looks maxing videos. I have some really good protocols on how I literally went from looking like a 4, like a Reddit moderator, to being, I'd say I'm an 8, man. I'll say that with full confidence. I'm an 8. If that pisses you off, I don't care. I know the feedback I get from women. I see like how people treat me, the compliments I receive. I know how attractive I am, right? But looks, man, when you're taking these photos, make sure you have your haircut. Like a guy DM'd me his profile the other day and like he had a burst fade, but like I could tell it was like all grown in on the side and it just looked scraggly and messy. Like, if you're going to have a fade, like make sure it's lined up for the photos, man. Otherwise, you just don't look put together. It doesn't look good, right? Make sure your beard's lined up. Or if you rock a clean shaven, make sure you shave. Line up your eyebrows, right? Make sure your skin's looking good, right? You want to look as good as possible. It's about, it's a looks-based game. Understand what angles look good on you, right? In fact, get your phone, set it up against your wall or get a tripod and just practice posing, right? I'm not even saying do it a photo shoot, right? Because you want to be able to, when you take these photos, you're not going to be good at it at first. Like it usually takes me about 20 to 30 photos till I have a photo that I think is worthy of being on my Instagram or a dating app. Like you see women, they'll take 100 photos and only like one of them. Like you got to learn your angles. So, practice posing in the mirror. Set your phone up against the wall or a tripod and just practice posing. Like, put it on video and see what angles look good on you. That way, when you're taking these photos, with your friends or family or whatever, when you're out living your life, doing whatever, what angles look good. You don't have to think as hard how to pose. And then you can tell them like, hey, make sure you hold the camera this way. I look better with this angle, right? That way the photos come out really nice and clean, right? Style. Again, wear nice outfits. Wear good outfits. And if you need a little help with style, I am working on a style guide. But like, just stick to that classic GQ look, right? What I was talking about, kind of that old money style. What I'm wearing now, like button downs, polos, sweaters, clothes that fit your body nice so she can clearly see you're in shape. But also, again, like women like a man who can dress nice. So that just clean cut, professional, old money style. It's timeless. It looks good on everyone, regardless of height, age, or race and body type. It looks good on everyone. And women go crazy for that style. They love it. Like anytime I wear, like Polo Ralph Lauren or just anything like that, I'm wearing like loafers, like the choosing signals I get, it's crazy. Every single time I've been approached by a girl, it's because I was dressed nice. So wear good outfits in your photos. Like it makes all the difference, right? And then of course, lifestyle. She needs to be able to imagine herself in your lifestyle with your photos, right? But if you take care of those 3 pillars, you're instantly going to get far more matches than you even know what to do with. The next thing is she needs to be able to clearly see what you look like. So again, like if it's an Instagram photo, it's okay to make the photo look like totally candid. You're looking to the side. Maybe your face isn't even in the photo. But for a dating app, that's not the case. Because remember, you only have half a second to get her attention. And if she can't even see your face in the photo, she's going to swipe no on you. She's going to swipe no on you, right? She doesn't know what you look like. She doesn't want to take the time. She's moving on to the next guy, right? So look at the camera. She needs to be able to see your face. Make sure the photos are lit well. You don't want like photos that are dark, right? Also, make sure you're handsome in shape. I've already said that. I don't need to really explain that anymore. Style on point, I already said that. And then, okay, I've already said all these points. I'm kind of talking in circles. I probably could have gone a little better with this presentation. But anyways, let's go over prompts that make her want to start the conversation with you. So I think we could both agree that that's a little too big. Hold up. Pause. But the thing with prompts, fuck you both. Don't make a joke about that. The thing with prompts. So everyone gets prompts in bios wrong. Most guys, when they make their prompts in their bios, they write like a mini like autobiography, just going over their whole life, everything they like to do, what their life's like. Oh, when I was 5 years old, I played soccer, and now to this day, I'm passionate about watching FIFA and then playing Fortnite with my friends. They're like, she doesn't give a fuck, dude. She doesn't give a fuck. The purpose of prompts in your bio is to spark emotion so she feels intrigued to message you first, right? Because I think we can both agree, if she's messaging you first, isn't that in your favor? Isn't that going to make things a lot easier if girls are now messaging you first? I think it does, right? I think it probably does, right? So this is my most replied to prompt. If you want to copy this, go for it, whatever. I'll have to come up with some new prompts because I know you guys are already stealing my prompts. Like when you guys review my profile or ask me if they review y'all's profile, I look at y'all's prompts. I'm like, you literally fucking stole this from my Instagram. But whatever. I'm here to help you guys. I want you guys to win. So this prompt does numbers for me. If you should not go out with me if you can't handle Italian men. Now, to be fair, women love Italian men. I have that going for me. Maybe you're not Italian, right? Maybe you're Colombian. You can't handle Colombian men. You can't handle Hispanic men. Whatever you want to put in there. If you can't handle Asian men, whatever you want to say. Get creative with it. But the point is you want to spark her emotion, right? Spark her emotion. Another prompt I put in another video, the one that all you guys are stealing, is so the sub prompt right here, it said, I'll pick the topic if you start the conversation. And it said, first date horror story. Dude, girls have messaged me fucking paragraphs about like first dates that they've gone on that were just fucking horrendous. I'm like, man, no wonder you guys can't get second dates. Like the things y'all do on these dates, bro. Insane, bro. But like, look at all the replies and conversations I'm having with these conversations, man. They're like, I've never been with Italian before. Italian meets Latina, found my match. Now I'm curious what it's like to handle an Italian. Latina and Italian, this should be interesting. That's usually how I reply to it, right? I like to be a little flirty, man. That's how you gotta be. You gotta be flirty. And she's qualifying herself to me. She's like, we should find out, right? I didn't even get to shoot my shot. Like I said, when you know how to text these girls, when you have your prompt set up right, when your photos are looking good, they will shoot their shot for you. And I was like, you're gold. Me gusta. You live in the Dallas area? This girl was Venezuelan. Fine as fuck, dude. Fine as fuck. And she was like, gracias, ¿y tú? She said it in English, right? But you get the idea, man. This is how the conversations need to flow. And right here, this one was good. Good thing I love Italian food because I'm craving you. Like, bro, I'm telling you, when you set up your prompts right, and you got photos like this, just looking like an absolute fucking Chad, dude, you are going to blow everyone out of the water. Like, I'm doing myself a disservice by making this video because you guys are going to be able to get so many matches to where now I'm going to have competition and it's not going to be easy for me to get so many matches. Like, you guys are going to be stealing matches and dates from me, bro, because you're going to have the prompt, you're going to have the pictures. I don't know why why am I doing this for free, bro? Click the top link in the description. Book a call with me, bro. But no, I'm here to help you guys out. Okay, let's go over text sequences. So I provided multiple examples. I should have made these separate slides. Oh well, whatever. What we'll do is I don't want you like skipping ahead. I want to focus on one thing at a time. Man. Okay, whatever. Just focus on one thing at a time. So this conversation right here, we already kind of went over this. This was the Venezuelan chick. She's like, now I'm curious what it's like to handle an Italian. And I was like, Latina and Italian? This should be interesting, right? I'm kind of flirting back with her. I didn't say, oh, this should be fun. I said this should be interesting, right? That doesn't really express if I'm excited or not, right? And now she's insisting we should go out, right? If you can say things kind of like that make her qualify herself to you, dude, she's going to raise, her interest is going up. Like, this is all psychology, dude. You make her raise her interest by making her qualify herself to you. And then, you go on a date with her and she's more excited to see you, right? You don't want to like be simpy. Like, some of you guys are like complimenting these girls off rip. Like, no wonder you can't get dates, bro. You look lame. Make her validate herself to you, right? So then I flirt back a little bit. I was like, you're bold. I'm rewarding her for, expressing interest. So I say, you're bold. Me gusta, right? And then I asked, you live in the Dallas area? And she's like, yeah, I do, right? So I'm like, perfect. We should go out soon. Text me and I'll set the plans. This is key. A lot of you guys fucked this up. Right? You show me your text conversations and you're like, maybe we should go out soon. Maybe we should go out. What the fuck does that mean, dude? What the fuck does that mean? Maybe we should go out soon? You think she's going to say yes to that? Fuck no. Remember, women crave confidence, masculinity. Be assertive. Make her do shit, right? Women love doing shit for men. And this is another way I make her qualify herself to me, to see if she's actually worth my time, to make sure she doesn't flake on me so I get the date, right? We want to make her qualify herself to us. That way her interest is going up and it reduces the flake rate, right? We want compliance, and this is how you test it, right? So instead of asking for her number, I give her my number and I tell her to text me, right? That way, if she actually texts me, then I know she's interested, right? I don't have to waste my fucking time texting her hoping she responds, right? I want to naturally raise her interest so things are a little bit easier. But you got to be strategic with it, right? Not everyone just wants to do something for people. So I don't know if you've read the book Influence, but Robert Cialdini, or however you say his name, basically put it in the book, like, when you tell someone to do something, you have to give them a reason why, and it boosts their compliancy. Like, they feel more inclined to help you out when you give them a reason why. In fact, a perfect example of this is my grandfather. We were at the post office and he had to like get his passport renewed. And he was like, the line was super long. He was like, he just goes out loud. He's like, fuck, I'm going to be late for my parole officer with this line. And everyone just like scooted out of the way and he got to the front of the line, right? Funniest shit I've ever seen in the world. But essentially, you want to give her your number so she texts you to test that compliancy, but also give her a reason why, right? So the reason why is I'll set the plans. Now let's go over another example. Amelia. So she's like, I've never been out with an Italian before. And I go, Italian and Latina. This sounds interesting. I'm like, dude, use the same scripts over and over again. I'm telling you, when you're messaging 10 girls a week, 20 girls a week, you just run into the same patterns, the same thing. So just run the same dialogue and scripts with these girls, bro. Like, don't waste time thinking about the perfect thing to say to a girl. Just fucking say the same shit. It's not that big of a deal. And she goes, it sounds like good food and a lot of attitude, right? I could have kept flirting, but again, like, you got to move fast with the dating apps. So again, like, remember, these girls are getting 50 to 100 matches a day. Their inbox is flooded. It's a dick fest, right? So you want to get her off the app as quick as possible. So I'm already figuring out her location. I'm like, hey, you live in the Dallas area? She's like, yeah, I live in Richardson. You? And I was like, perfect. We should get to know each other in person soon. She'd say, yeah, I like that. And then boom, I gave her my number, gave her the reason why, right? She texted me. Bam. Simple as that. Simple as that. Another thing I forgot to mention, always get their location, because the dating apps aren't always accurate with that. Like, it might say they're in your area, but they could have been traveling or whatever, and they never updated their location. Always confirm they're in your area. That'll make things a lot easier. But then once you get the location, then say, perfect, we should get to know each other in person, or I feel like getting to know each other would be more natural in person. Something like that. And if she doesn't agree to that, she can kick rocks. She's not that into you, because there's another guy who could message her the same shit and she's head over heels for him, and she'll do anything she says. So if she's playing hard to get, don't waste your time. There's no point. Like, she's not that into you. You don't want to waste your time chasing a girl who's not that into you. Like, why would you ever do that? That's stupid. That's lame. That's pathetic. Like, you should feel ashamed of yourself if you do that. Next, this one's my favorite. This one's my absolute favorite, right? Because so many guys are like, oh, dude, she asked me about my height. What do I do? Oh, she said I'm short. I don't know what to do, bro. Dude, if a girl ever asks you or gives you shit about your height, never get angry. Never react negatively, because she's going to view you as insecure. She's going to think you're like angry and pissed off, and it's just going to kill the vibe. Excuse me. It's going to kill the vibe. She's going to lose all interest and attraction for you. Understand, when a girl says stuff like this, these kind of like snarky remarks, it's actually a good thing. It's actually a good thing, as crazy as that sounds, because this is what's called a shit test, where a woman actually finds you really attractive, but she wants to see if there's some kind of catch with you, right? And this is where she kind of tests what kind of man you are, right? And what's key is that you don't get angry. You don't get reactive. You just play it cool. I flipped this frame on her. I'm like, I could have sworn you were the girl who had a thing for short guys, right? Now she's forced to qualify herself to me, right? And she goes, I mean, why would I turn myself away from a fine, respectable Christian man? And I was like, good question. And now I'm easing into the setting the date. Where are you from? She's like, Mansfield. And I go, perfect. I think this convo would feel a little natural in person. I agree. Name a time and a place. Bam. Simple as that, boys. Look at that. Little bit of banter. Get the location. Send them the number. Set up the date. Simple as that. It is that fucking simple. You do not need to overcomplicate this. You guys are doing all this bullshit, texting girls for days, even weeks on end, never going on dates while she's seeing other dudes. While you were texting her, she's getting her back blown out, bro. I don't know what to tell you, right? All right, boys, to wrap things up, step one, you got to be jacked and handsome. I'm not going to bullshit with you. Looks is a prerequisite when it comes to online dating. It's a looks-based game. So if you haven't taken care of your looks yet, go back and watch some of my other videos. I'll link a few of them in the description of this video. I have full in-depth hour-long guides similar to this video, where I go over the exact protocols I used to make a transformation, literally going from looking like a 4 to a 8 out of 10. And that's what made the biggest difference for me with online dating, was improving my looks and then obviously packaging it together with nice photos. But again, another reminder, like, your profile is your resume, right? So you want to present yourself in the most qualified way possible, or essentially the most attractive way possible, so she actually feels inclined to go out with you. She wants to go out with you. And the way you do that is by attacking the 3 pillars: looks, style, lifestyle. So you need to look your best in all these photos, right? If you got the looks dialed in, make sure you got your hair cut, make sure your fade's lined up, make sure your eyebrows are groomed, your beard's lined up, skin's looking good. Make sure, you're not like bloated or anything. Like, you're just looking good. Style. Make sure you're wearing a good outfit. Make sure your clothes aren't wrinkled. Make sure you're wearing, nice fitting clothes that tailor your body, that look good. Don't wear some bullshit. Like, actually put effort into these photos, guys. And then lifestyle, right? Take these photos while you're out and about living your life. If you're going out with your boys tonight, get a photo at the bar, man. Get a photo on the rooftop balcony, whatever you're doing, man. Get some photos, right? Allow them get photos where she can actually picture herself on a date with you, right? So she can imagine herself in your lifestyle. Because like I said, remember, women like to imagine things. And if you can get her imagining about you, it's just going to be so easy. It's not even funny, bro. Not even funny. And then your most liked photo should be your cover photo. I mean, this goes without saying, guys. If you notice a certain photo is getting a lot of traction, make it your cover photo. That'll instantly 2x your results, right? It's obviously a good photo. And then avoid overly logical prompts. Instead, remember, we want to spark emotion. Don't be too logical. I know as men, we're naturally more logical, but women, they're emotional. They're emotional creatures. So say witty things. Don't put boring stuff like, oh yeah, I like to play pickleball. I like watching football with the boys. No, go back to the prompts I said, first date horror story. You can't handle Italian men, or if you're not Italian, whatever race or ethnic background you are, just put that in there, man. They love that shit. They love that shit. They eat that up, bro. They start the conversation, and that's exactly what you want. Then lastly, when it comes to text game, banter, location, close. But remember, we want to build compliancy. So make sure she's qualifying herself to you throughout these conversations. And then remember to give her your number so she has to continue to invest in you. That way we're reducing the flake rate and she's raising her interest naturally, which is ultimately going to make for a better date and a better use of your time, right? Because I don't think you have time to just waste going on dates with girls that aren't that into you that you're never going to see again. Like, that's a waste of time and money. But yeah, boys, that's it for this video. If you want to be able to get results like this, having your inbox flooded with 200 likes, 116 likes, girls messaging you first, literally flirting with you, saying you're handsome, complimenting your looks, just wanting to go out with you. If you want that, dating life, being able to match with dozens and dozens of girls every single week, not having to stress about where you're going to get your next date. I do work with guys one-on-one. I help them maximize their self-image. That way they can, package it together on a dating app profile through nice photos and, get these kinds of results through online dating, because it really just boils down to looks. So if you want to maximize your self-image, how to dress, physique, confidence, mindset, everything. And then we package it together with nice photos on your dating app profile so you can get literally 20 to 30 matches a week. So you no longer have to stress about your dating life. That's what I help guys do. You can click the top link in the description of this video and book a one-on-one coaching call with me. And on that call, if you seem like a good candidate for the program, I'll onboard you and we'll get you right, man. But if that's not something you're ready for, appreciate you watching this video. Make sure you subscribe because I post videos like this multiple times a week to help you guys self-improve and be the best man you possibly can be, whether that's through, your own self-development or dating life. But yeah, boys, if you have any questions, message me on IG, subscribe. I'll see you boys in the next video. Peace.